Hey, welcome to Workshop Wednesday. We'll be starting in a moment. There are just a couple things. One second. Sorry to be starting a little bit late today. But it's
Attention,
midnight,
citizens.
and death from
Nuclear
above is
strike
starting.
imminent. Please exit the area at your earliest convenience.
Still got some...
Thank you for your cooperation.
Oh, very good. Oh, I don't think that last one's going to be bothering us. But, so let's get started. So tonight we're going to be playing with those greenhouse pieces that came with the Season 2 climax there, just before the end. The last stop on the board, you get the greenhouse walls and roofs, but you don't get doors and floors. So my friend the Jodan, who you might remember from such workshop Wednesdays as Halloween Corn Maze or the museum, he wanted to make a glass tower. And he was asking me if I knew any ways to make the whole thing glass, completely glass. And I think I might figure it out. So let's try it out. Now, perhaps I should have found a workshop with a higher ceiling limit, but this is the one that I was right by, so I'm taking this. Let's see, just trying to decide what floor to start with this week. Metal, glass and metal. Maybe the tiles. Yeah, let's go with the tiles. Yeah. The mosaic tiles. Or... yeah, let's go with black and white tiles. I started a little bit of a high point here. You never know.
Let's play.
Yeah. Of course I gotta check. What got bombed? Oh, it's the scorch piece clean. I need to lose that one. Some repair kits. Why don't we... Why don't we get some repair kits while we're here? And then we'll go back to the dirt track. No, she's not dead. That's good. What the? I'm not sure why two different kinds of rattler are on my wheel right now. Is that the clue? Is it right? Ooh,
Embrace
golf club.
democracy. Or you will be eradicated.
Hey, got the repair kits. Alright, let's go back to Tyler Perry's Fairgrounds over here. And there you have it, there's the Jodan, getting mutated by the game itself. Twisted him and his gun around. Let's just holster that. Okay. So where were we before we decided to attack the Scorch Beast Queen? It's been a while since I've seen one of these fights. Just wanted to take advantage of that. Yeah, let's go 4x4 here. So, the only full wall piece that we're going to use for this is the front door. After that, we're just going to be using these half pieces, which use just about the same amount of glass. I don't know if you've noticed, but ever since everyone's been finishing up that scoreboard, the real glass-heavy areas of the game have been running a little low on product. Whenever I go to Sons of Dane compound or the top of the world, I'm not finding any glass. You know, bottles and such. Okay, so we start with that, and then we're going to go with the roofs. That's what we're going to be using instead of staircases. Instead of staircases and instead of floors, of course. We're going to be using these roof pieces and making ramps out of them. Now, sometimes it'll be easy, just like that, they'll just snap together. And then sometimes it's going to get a little tricky. So, I'll work through that by doing the old-fashioned replace. Oh. Sometimes it won't go the right way. Okay, so goes. Just flip it around the other way, and it'll go right up there. Now, you can use a stairway going from the first floor. You can do that going up. But once you do that, you can't really set any more stairs on top of the glass floors as they are now, the roofs. Now, one thing that you want to do as you're doing this, because it does become a pain, is you want to place your walls as you move up. Because after you start placing roofs on these areas, they won't go up as far. You won't be able to fill in the spaces and things around the roof ramps that we're making. So keep that in mind. As you can see here, like, I can't put this wall piece over there, and if I kept building the ramps this way, we wouldn't be able to put the walls over here. As you can see, they're turning green just fine right there. So I'm using the half walls for two reasons. So we can snap the roofs in between them, get that all connected in there. And then also because, if you notice, the regular greenhouse walls, the full walls, have that metal band on the bottom. You know, we're going for a complete glass look here. Trying to make it spiral around as well. Be able to, as you get higher and higher up, you won't be able to snap these roofs, the slanted roofs, directly into the flat roofs. So we're going to need to keep doing this to replace them. There you go. Nice little ramp. Let's continue with the walls before we start filling that in. I see what happened there. And it does matter what direction the roofs are in, as you can see here. Try to keep an eye on where these metal plates are on the two sides of the roofs, because that can cause some troubles, as you can see there. Can you move it? No. Once you have the roofs going in one direction, you have to keep going with that direction. So we're going to make sure that the metal plates on this first part, that they match where we want the last set of metal plates to go. So where these ones are facing south and north, we want this one to face south and north too, the one that's going to be the ramp going up. Keep doing that. Okay. Now sometimes it'll work, because this game is very weird and finicky, but we want it to go together easily. Every once in a while I try to see if it'll snap in there, but yeah. There we go. Complete glass tower. Now, since we're at the Tyler Perry dirt track place here, we're not going to be able to build this so high. But let's see how high we can go with this. And then we can put some decorations. I'm getting some ideas. I want to have an ice, like an ice house bar for my Christmas village, which we'll work on that. No, maybe we'll start work on that next week. I don't know. Been trying out different little prototype things for it already. One of my mules camps is pretty much just a test run for my little Christmas village. So I'm just making the ramps here going up, but of course you can place these floors down, or these roof tiles down, on whichever levels you want to. Of course, you will not want to do it on every level because nobody will be able to walk around on those levels. It'll be kind of like in Being John Malkovich. It'll be like that office building that John Cusack works in. Oh, we're into my private stores of glass, which, yeah, it's okay. Okay, so occasionally you'll get to this point where the roof, you can't store it, you can't scrap it, and you can't use it until you switch it to that. Now it's disconnected. It won't make any part of the building inaccessible, and we can go ahead and store that once again. So, actually, before we move along with that, let's put some walls down. Like I said, you want to make sure that these walls go down as you're building, because you won't be able to put them back in later. I wonder if there's any benefit to that. No. Oh, that did the same thing. So we're gonna do that again and replace. Or store it rather. And try it again. So sometimes you're gonna have to try this a couple of times before you get it going in the right direction. Because when you're doing it this way, you can't spin it around with. Well, I'm using a controller here, so I'm using the little shoulder trigger buttons. But yeah, it won't do it. So what I can try and do is move that around. There's really no telling what direction the roof is going to slant in when you replace the flat roof, so you just have to trial and error, and I'm getting a lot of error this time. But as you can see, it was going quite smooth for quite a while there. Got all these ones on the first try. So yeah, I recommend putting this ramp down as high as you want it to go first before you start laying down the roofs, the roof tiles for your floors, just to keep everything neat and you don't back yourself up into a corner that you can't build yourself out of. Just happen again. Just keeps happening. Move that a little bit closer. And then... I'm not having luck this time with this one. There we go. Of course, if you ever get completely frustrated, you could just move it over here if your foundation for the structure is big enough. Build up some walls some more. So the cool thing is that if you do have a staircase on that first floor, once you have these ramps connecting the first floor to the other floors, you can actually get rid of that staircase. You can just go ahead and delete it. And you won't get that whole error about the, part of the structure not being accessible, which this game loves to give you. At least it loves to give me that error message. Okay. There we go. But yeah, after that first floor, you have to place roof tile and then replace it with the slanted roof tile. Oh, and that's happening again. Oh, right. Of course, to replace this one, you're going to have to... I'm sure there's something that we could do with this to make it easier. Okay, so as you can see here, you can still have it slant downwards in places, but we want to keep moving upwards. There we go. We have the metal slats facing the right way. Oh, I'm still on the two. keep building the walls around us as we keep going, because that can get a little tricky. So let's say I did not have these roofs here, we wouldn't be able to place them after these walls showed up. I mean the roof tiles showed up, because as you can see it's not, doesn't quite line up all the way with the half part of the roof, like the wall pieces. So see here on the first floor it does, but once, because the slanted roof tiles bump up a little bit there, so every time they bump up, it moves things through at a different height on the half walls. So where we would place roof tiles on the walls over there is a little different from where we would place them if we were snapping them into other roof tiles that are part of this sort of structure here. So I have tried it out, and it doesn't seem to make much of a difference when you're making the floors. So you could still snap it into the other roof tiles that are going to be your floors. So don't worry about that. Just keep building upwards, as we'll see. And I think we're getting pretty close to the roof limit on this build for the Tyler County dirt track. What's it called? The Tyler Perry dirt track? The Diaz dirt track. Yeah. You can scrap or store it, it doesn't matter. If you're rich in materials, scrap it. Well, I think you get the same, if you have contractor on, you get the same amount of materials back as you put into it, so let's see if that makes a difference. It did. It helped. Oh, yep. And we got outside the buildable area. Can we even snap? We cannot. We can't snap any more walls into that, so we're just going to make this the top floor. This will be the glass ceiling. Oh, right. So that, yeah, this is where things get tricky, because you're going to want to snap the roof pieces into the other roof pieces rather than the walls on the upper floors. And of course you're going to have to place down the walls before you put in the roof pieces. Otherwise, you won't be able to place those walls. So we'll right now. I'm suffering from dehydration here. No, starving too. Open my huge, we got some soup, canned dog food, canned meat stew. What else? Wait, inert flux, that takes care of all. More wrap treats. And some purified water. Alright. Now that we have, who am I working with today? I think I got Carl. Yeah, we got Carl here. Now that we have his hunger and thirst taken care of, we'll continue building our little glass tower here. And yeah, even if you use the controller, you can still use the scroll wheel on your mouse to push the walls or any sort of objects closer or further away. My teammates are completing all sorts of quests. Going into my own private stash of steel. I took full advantage of the free scrap box that we had for like a week. Just filled that mother up. Yeah, of course, I don't subscribe to Fallout First. So I decided to take advantage of that when I could. So now that we got the walls filled in, let's fill in some of these floors. Gets a little tricky here. Because this is where you're going to have to put the walls together. Now, you know, if you like this design, you don't like the glass panels, or you don't feel like doing the scoreboard for the season, you can still do this trick with other building sets and roof tiles and things like that. Yeah, let's say you just want to make your camp wheelchair accessible. You can do that. Okay. Let's get that. There we go. Like I said, it takes a little while for it to line up sometimes, but when it does, it's very rewarding and satisfying. Just gotta jog it around there. See, because here it's trying to connect into the wall joints instead of into the roof tile next to it. And yeah, you can even have like little mini staircases if you want. You know, take advantage of this little, well, what's being a little problem for me. You can take advantage of it if you want to make like a little staircase on one of your floors. one level raised up a little bit. You can still walk around, but it doesn't raise it up that much. There we go. See? We have a little raised level over here. Do anything about that. Put these little panels in. To neaten things up if you like. These ones can work as well. We just won't be able to build above that right now. We can still have, you know, like a little rim around this. But, do that, like a little glass castle maybe. But, I wouldn't do that with the 4x4 tile pattern. I would go with something larger, like the, you know, larger footprint there. So yeah, and if you want, if you want an enclosed tower, that's another thing that you're gonna want to think ahead about as you're building. So, this seems to be able to work okay. But the straight half walls, these ones, yeah, they don't seem to want to play like these ones. The slanted half walls. Okay, so we've got a floor over here, and we got a floor there. Now, because of the nature of the Tyler Perry dirt track here, we're going to have at least one room with a vaulted ceiling here. So I'm gonna elect the bottom floor to have the vaulted ceiling. So we're gonna have one more set of these roof tiles for the floors on this level. And then we'll get to decorating this joint. Tried some, can be some interesting decorations for this. Now, if you caught the light box that I had at the beginning of today's show, I had a still of the light box that I had built by White Spring train station, right on the other side of the Blackwater Mine. And with that, I used a lot of cycling lights and such. So here we go. remember when you're putting these together that there's two kinds of, there's one for each side that you're going to try to do. So, that can be a little finicky. If you want to fill these in, so you have to fill them in as you're going along, which I didn't do. I was just trying to give a brief demonstration of what you can do. And then use this to, you know, fill in whichever way you want to. I'm pretty sure these should work here. I don't know why they're not popping in. These usually pop in pretty well along the roof areas. Maybe I'm trying to put them in the wrong spot. Tell me that it intersects. So, well, as you can see, these are popping in there. Keep going with that. So you can do these sort of half-wall ones, or you just want little railings going up, you can go with these ones instead. So now that we have our floors and everything placed, let's put some lighting. Let's put some lighting in here. Fun little trick I learned from Scorpion Prime on his YouTube channel, which I recommend you checking out if you haven't checked him out already. So you can place generator. I think I showed this last week. Place your generator anywhere. Do we need it? I don't think we need a gigantic generator. Let's make a little windmill here. But yeah, if you haven't checked them out already, I recommend you checking out Scorpio Prime. Or Scorpion Prime. I'll have a link in the description. Once I remember his name properly. Oh, there's another one. You can play with these as well. Maybe put one of these on top of your glass tower if you have this set unlocked from the spring bundle. Let's see, what do we want to connect that to? You can use anything that you can put a power connector on. Basically is the trick for this. So let's make a power connector. A sort of base power connector here. Connect that to our windmill. Alright, not sure why that's happening, but whatever. And then let's find something to connect it to. Let's find some good... Let's find some good glass house decoration type stuff. The jukebox itself. That might be good. Or the icebox. There we go, that's probably the most fitting thing. Now, with the icebox, we can connect a... oh, wrong direction. Connect a little power connector here. Just put it on the... just put it on the back. There we go. And we're just going to move this into the house now, and that'll supply some power for us. So just to make sure that worked properly, let's get the... yeah, see, this is what I want to do in my Christmas village. I'm going to have a bunch of these icicle lights and make like a blue ice bar, is what I'm going to call it. And because it's daytime, I can't even tell if those are on or not. That work? There we go. Another way to find out. Let's get a different kind of light out. Let's get out the cycling lights, which is what I used in my previous light box, which I showed you at the beginning of the video. So let's get one of these out. Why is that not working? Okay. Now it worked. Except we're not getting power. This has worked for me every other time I've done it. So hopefully it'll work this time. So connect the wire. Should still be connected. Maybe it has to be connected. I guess I gotta watch that video again. Maybe because it's a little bit late. Let's see here. Oh yeah. As you can see, the wire popped in again. So yeah, once again, if you want to check out that trick, I suggest you check out Scorpion Prime's channel. He's got a lot of funny and fun little camp tricks on his YouTube channel. I was turned on to him by SH Games. You probably know his YouTube channel if you're interested in building in Fallout 76. So, while you're familiar with his channel, you may not be so familiar with Scorpion Prime, but I do recommend you check him out. If you're not familiar with either of them, I recommend you check them both out. SH Games and Scorpion Prime. Especially if you want to try building anything tricky. They are the ones to consult with. Let's see. Put another. Oh yeah. Now those are clearly on. Now, instead of going around and changing the colors of all these individually, if it, like in my case, I want it to be all blue. What you can do instead is, in fact, yeah, why don't we do that? Like that. First, we'll build a few of these lights around. What was that? Oh, someone bought something for me. I didn't catch what they bought. Hopefully it was something heavy. That's what I always hope for. I always hope that they buy something heavy from me. Oh, look at that. Turn green. Oh. Alright, we'll just leave that there then. So before we go any farther, let me show you how we can just... Most people already know this, but you might need to do this if you set up a lot of cycling lights and I can't find what I'm looking for. And you want to change all of the colors to... It only works really if you want to change them all to one color, like we want to with this place. Just want to have one color for the whole shebang. No, I guess I don't know why I looked through floor decor. Appliances, possibly. Oh wait, no. Power connections. There we go. You look for the computer terminal. And just connect that, have it connected to the same wiring setup that the lights are connected to. And then you hop in the terminal. Lightbox control, set color, blue. Bright. Now, as you can see, all of the lights are blue. So, that will really save you a lot of time. So let's continue with the lighting scheme here. I don't know why I keep going to my inventory there. I'm going to have some with the hanging lights. Of course, as cool as these cycling lights are, there's two problems with them. One is that you have to connect the wires directly to them. Okay? Kind of a pain in the ass. The second problem is that even though you have to connect the power directly to them, they don't work like the power conduits. It's not going to provide power to the rest of the area the way these power conduits do. So they do give off some really bright light that you can choose whatever color you want for, so that does make it kind of worth it. Oh, we're getting another defense. As you can see, I'm going to have to hit that terminal again when we're done. Okay. On the other side so we can play around with stuff. Hopefully by the time we're done with all of the lighting in this place, it'll start getting dark. I can see what everything will look like around there. Okay, let's... Oh great, we got robots. And the problem with the robots is that their laser weapons break through the range of the turret.
While fighting, citizens will not be harmed.
But jeez, I got a lot of things.
Hold it right there. Kill. Kill.
Oh great, they're giving us 3 waves. Okay, who knows where that last one is. Excuse me, I wasn't paying attention. So that's the light going from there. Let's get another power conduit. Close to the floor over here so we can place some more of those icicle lights. I love those icicle lights. They give you the bright blue with the cycling lights, but you don't have to wire them directly like you do with the cycling lights. Let's put some more of those icicle lights around, since this is kind of what I wanted to do with my Christmas village. Actually had a little bit more range with them. Symmetrical here. And of course, you could do little patterns and designs using this method. It's always fun to do. Will that be close enough? No. Let's go a little further down. Some of these icicle lights here. This one, I don't know if this will be close enough to anything. Oh, it is. Okay, good. Oh, that one is too. Okay, great. Let's see if I can move these over here. No. Let's put those back over there. So I'm kind of doing this a little haphazardly. Really, I'm just trying to get as much blue light in here as I can. Oh yeah, okay. So it's not just one color. You can randomize the colors, but then you don't get to choose what it is. So if you're trying to make a specific pattern, you're going to want to go with the go with just manually changing them around, which you can do on each individual light like this. So you just click it and it'll change. Did I try doing this before with this section here? Yeah, I'm wondering why that won't work now. I guess it has something to do with how these full walls take shape. No, why would I want it there? This game does a good job of playing it dumb sometimes. Yeah, why would I want to do that? So yeah, here you go. This is how you make the full light box. Full glass light box. Let's put a little bit more lighting. We can take care of those robots. And I think that's too far from the power conduit. And it is. Too far. Hope you excuse my voice tonight. I'm running on like no sleep. So it is getting to be dark out, and I just realized I probably should have chosen a different... I should have chosen a much darker workshop to do this in, because even when it does get dark, I'm gonna have these floodlights from the Tyler Perry dirt track here shining right onto the glass box. So yeah, if you don't mind me saying so, it looks came out quite nice there. Full glass building. And yeah, you could do all sorts of things with this, especially if you're using the cycling lights and, you know, different sort of lighting and stuff. You can even, you know, you could make like a little Rubik's Cube. Oh, maybe I'll do that one of these days. Just make like a little Rubik's Cube. You know, use solid walls on the inside, and then color lights, of course. Corners would get a little problematic there. Now let's see what other sort of decorations we could have in a place like this. Icy looking stuff. Oh yeah, and a correction from last week. I said that my overlays came from was it Streamlabs? No, I was using Streamlabs to have the overlay work, but I got it from Nerd or Die. They have a bunch of free overlays for different sorts of things, whatever you want there. So if you're looking for that kind of stuff, go check it out. Oh yeah, gotta put a door here too. No, that one's not gonna work. Yeah, I'd like that one too. We'd have to set up the train car just at the right height to get this one to work here. Which we can't do at this point. So, you have to plan ahead if you want to do that. Because you can, at least you used to be able to, get these doors to free float. I don't know if it's still possible, I'll have to check. Those of you who might remember my haunted house from Halloween might remember that I did something like that. Oh yeah, that's probably this one. There we go. Oh jeez, I'm getting really thirsty. Yeah, that's probably the most fitting door. It used to have glass in it, so guess that kind of counts, right? Maybe not. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Any of these? No. Those are blue. Alright. I can name this monstrosity. I already have a name for it. Oh, it's floating now. Blue ice bar. Let's see some other decorations that. I'm going with like all white and blue type things. Yeah, that'll work. It'll be an internet cafe. Bathing area, I guess. Sure, why not? if you saw, we're getting clean toilets apparently for the next thing. I heard about that. The next season, whatever. Do I not have these? Oh wow, that's so weird. Here I am thinking Carl has like every single one of the, common build items. But no, there's still a few things I don't have. Put that in there. Bottom floor. This is supposed to be a posh kind of place. Yeah, these would be some good chairs to have. I'll build a couple of these. Where are the tables? There we go. Tables. Ooh, this one would be good. Yeah, we could go with that one. Ooh, I don't have kitchen tables either. Oh, oh, this is nice too. Okay. What do we do? Metal or the... Yeah, let's go with the, brilliantly white tables. And what do we have here? Yeah, why don't we have the other kind of table up here? And then you could write to me and tell me which one you think is most appropriate. Corner like that. I'm the team leader. How did that happen? It's actually what I usually say when I'm put in a position of leadership. So there we go. Take some pictures in a little bit. So I think, oh yeah, it's about as dark as it's gonna get at the Tyler dirt track place here. So yeah, When it comes to light boxes, though, it seems that it doesn't show up as well on... You know, the lights don't show up as well in the glass houses, because there's... I guess there's nothing for them to reflect off of. So... Oh. Was that the last robot? Oh, the last robot of Wave 1. So as it gets darker here, you can see that, yeah, well, it can be fun to build the glass tower structure, have it made completely out of glass. If you're doing it for a light box type thing, like me and my friend the Jodan were thinking of doing, the lights have nothing to reflect off of. So you're just going to be left with, oh, come on. Get back here. Alright. So yeah, it's although I guess it kind of works with blue or green because the glass has that tinge to it. Oh, dizzy. But even if the lights have nothing to bounce off, it still provides a nice effect here for the joint. Whatever it is, whatever kind of joint you're trying to roll. So it can still work as a light box. You just need to... You're going to completely use all 50 lights available for your build. And just pretty much just use them to light up the place in whatever colors you want to be doing. So, if you want to do that, that can still work really well. But it's up to you. So I guess this is a good place to call this. Call it the Blue Ice Bar. And yeah, that's how you make a completely glass building using the roof tiles as the floors. Once again, yeah, you can't really use stairs, but you got the slanted roof tiles for wheelchair accessibility and just clarity, I guess. Because they didn't give you glass stairs with the building set either. There aren't even corner pieces for the roofs. You just get the slanty roofs and the flat roofs. So, yeah, it was a little bit of a... It's not quite a full building set like you do with, like you get with the other... With, you know, like the plans and with some of the other Atom Shop building sets. But I still like it. And, you know, next time I do a light box, I may not be doing it completely glass. Like, I may not do the glass floors for the ceilings, or ceilings for the floors, rather. But I think I am going to use the glass walls all on one side there. Because, if the light does have stuff to reflect off of, it's going to make it's going to give you a lot more light coming through. But I don't know, maybe I'll try it out after New Year's, because like I said, next big camp build I'm doing is a Christmas little Christmas village. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that next week or what, but it should be a fun little build. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. Tune in next Wednesday for Workshop Wednesday. And have a great week. Bye-bye.